am interviewing again, and wonderful person, Ayse. This is awesome because it's awesome, and we'll explain that in a minute. Yeah, I met Ayse through a program that she will explain. I'll have her introduce herself and tell her who she is and what she does. But Facebook is getting weird, so I was looking for another community, and like even today, it's like crazy weird things happen, and somebody said, "Be careful the next few days. We got to focus," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah, got to focus today." So when I'm looking for a community to go, okay, rid of the other stuff, I tune to IAUSM and I look in there and I see the classes and the wonderful people, and you get lifted up again. So Ayse, welcome, and how are you today?
I am great and so happy to be here. Thanks, Kathy. I just love it. And yes, I love the community. We'll talk a little bit about that, but I have two things going on. So I do have my personal practice. So I am a spiritual life strategist. I help people a lot in their lives. Just getting past that stuckness, the fear-based living, and moving into a love-based living and loving themselves. And from that, I've kind of moved into this awesome IAUSM community, where I am the visionary and the founder there. And we have just an amazing collaboration, and we're really built on collaboration, collectiveness, working together, cooperation, community, all the beautiful C's. So all those great C words. So that's really what IAUSM is all about.
And I'm just going to put up a picture because when I was invited to apply as faculty, I went, oh my gosh, let me find another one. It was just they're all just, yes, I want to come in and learn. I want to be a part of learning. I want to be a part of a community that's learning at all different levels. So I just love the graphics that just kind of pull you in and invite you to come and learn. And I haven't met everybody in the community yet, but that will be soon.
Yes. Well, we're launching soon. We're launching soon.
Right.
It's been an interesting road over the last year. Creating something this big is nothing that I've ever done before. So it's been a wonderful learning for me. I know so much about tech now that I could probably throw together a website for anyone at this point. I started off with not knowing anything. And it's a community. It's a conscious community. So it is a place where, yes, there are classes. It's an online classes or live classes. But at the same time, it's a community. So you come in and it's kind of like a basic Facebook, right? So you come in and there is, a whole timeline, and you can post and you can put up a profile, and we've got groups and we've got all of these wonderful things. And it's really about helping you to become empowered, helping you to step into your self-mastery, especially during this time of transition. A lot of us have been saying for years, I know I have been, there's a shift coming, there's something coming, there's a transformation coming, something's happening soon. And we're in it. We are in it. And they're talking about going from
anybody thought it was coming like this.
Yes. And for some people who are spiritually minded already, and when I say spiritually minded, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about really being connected to that higher, whatever that is for you. For everybody, it's different. And for some people, they're noticing, some of us are right into it, and others are kind of new, and others don't even understand what's going on with them right now. So there's all these changes that are happening. And because of these changes, for some people, it's causing depression, anxiety, identity crisis, suicide. Suicide rates are through the roof, right now with everything that's going on. And we wanted to create a place where people can come and be supported, where we are over 80 faculty now and still growing, where we're here under one virtual roof to help you in any area of your life.
And there's some there's events, there's free events, there's classes, there's free classes, there's courses, all sorts of things. So even if, I came in because people that know me, and I'll say too, I used to be able to see your comments, guys, and I can't. So please, if you're watching this live, or watching the replay, just put in comments and questions, and I'll keep checking this. And if you have any, I can connect you. Also, let's not forget to invite people to be faculty too, Ayse. But yeah, so people just put your comments and questions. Happy to answer them later on. I used to love that I could see comments and put them up and see everybody here. So just with that being said, Be Live is different now, connecting with Facebook. But yeah, but people are and people are searching so much information. Maybe I'm just talking to myself, that you see so much, you go, oh my gosh, there's what is even real anymore?
People are, and they're looking for a place where there's no judgment, where there's no bigotry, where it doesn't matter who you are accepted. And I have a really different kind of way of looking at things. And I look at us all like threads from the same piece of cloth. And it doesn't matter who you are, what culture you are, what race you are. I think that's a beautiful thing. And to bring it into a place where we can support each other. So IAUSM.com is amazing. And if you saw the website, I'm completely revamped it this week. Something a lot more slick. It's beautiful. And I guess the thing, what I'm trying to say to you is, like, I looked at some statistics, boring statistics, but I did look at some statistics. And in 2019, $165 billion was spent online on people taking courses. They signed up for courses, and only 9% of those people finished their courses. Yeah. That's crazy. And in 2025, they are forecasting that it's going to be $325 billion spent on online courses. And I'm thinking to myself, what is the problem here, right? So the problem is, when people are taking online courses, they are not accountable to anyone, right? And there's no one there to really motivate them to finish the course, to move on to the next lesson, right? And there's also no one there to help them to take action on what they've learned, right?
Yeah, that's a great one, because people just move on and on to another course. And I've done it myself. I've got a bunch of them, and most I finished, I would say. But yeah, it's like moving on to the next one, and then the teacher is moving on to marketing her next one, so, or him or her. So it's, yeah, that part is for sure true.
It's true. And I know some people who put out courses and they're like, oh, I sold 60,000 courses or whatever it was. And I'm like, do you know 60,000 people now? Like, do you actually spend time getting to know them? Right? What if they have problems? Are they taking action, or do you just care about the courses going out like units? Right? Like you're selling it out of a factory, right? Or do you really care that your students are learning and actually taking action on what you've learned? Because I can take a course, but maybe I have some fear stepping into what I've learned. Am I good enough? Can I do it? I don't know how to do this part. I didn't really understand this. And if you don't have interaction with your teacher, if there's no one there to help you through that, then that knowledge means nothing unless you can execute it. Right. It doesn't matter what you learn. If you don't do anything with it, it's just empty knowledge. It's like gas in your car. If you don't drive it, who cares? Right?
Yep.
So that's really where IAUSM is different, because faculty members have groups, right, that you can join, and you can be supported in your growth in their courses. And, you might come there to take a course from Kathy, but at the same time go, oh, you know what? There's a music course here. I can learn how to play piano, or I can learn how to make mandalas, right? Or I can learn, I can get my hypnosis certification, right? Or I can learn EFT, right? There's things here that you can learn in all different areas. I can learn how to manage my money, right? So, how do I get past my wealth and prosperity issues, right? Am I an entrepreneur, right? Can I get help with that? So we are also looking for teachers in all of these different methodologies and categories as well, because there's so many. And I really feel like we're going to have like 500 teachers. Got 80 now, and I'm on my way to 500. That's what I want. I'm like a go big, go home kind of person. So, yeah, I mean, there's just so much going on. And even though you're there to see Kathy, that doesn't mean that that's your mastery, because we have different areas of ourselves, our creative side, our business side, our relationship side, our parenting side. Like there's all these different sides, and all of those things are what create our mastery.
Mm-hmm. And what I like about IAUSM too is there's a chance to know the faculty can know faculty, so that we can, just talk in general about supporting our clients in general and being supported ourselves in that direction as well. You have meetings all the time, and for the faculty for their support and to move forward and all sort of things like that. So that's really cool.
We've actually just started. Tonight's our first meeting of a faculty council. So besides the meetings that I have every week with faculty, it's like our think tank where we find out what's going on and all that kind of stuff, keeping everybody abreast of everything. But now there's going to be a faculty council, right? And this is where the faculty get to really, get to know this council and start putting in some input into the faculty experience. And we've started a student council. Right.
Yeah.
So these people who join up for IAUSM as students can also become part of the student council to help us to improve the student experience as well. Right. To help us to grow. Because this is brand new. I'll tell you something. I've been out there. There's really nothing like this. And it's been difficult to build because it's so complex, but it's there. And we're actually rebuilding a new site right now because it's become so big that before our launch, we want to launch with a brand new site with all of our courses in, everything migrated, because it's become so complex. And, it has not been an easy task, but we've got her. She's up, she's running. But we are going to be coming with a brand new site pretty soon. I'm so excited about that. So there's just really something for everyone. I mean, there's ample amounts for everyone, but this is not a place where you go to and you're there by yourself.
Yeah.
You go there and you're part of something.
Yeah. I mean, there's summits, and I've been on summits and that sort of thing. It's like, oh, look at all those I saw, but it's like, who do you connect with? Who do you really get in? Who finishes your course? And I never had follow-up on finishing the courses. I was with the folks who were doing it, but I never knew exactly who, didn't finish, or say, hey, come into the next one, or whatever. And then I'd have people email me like months later saying, well, I never started your course. Where is everything? And I'm like, well, that was a while ago. So you try and figure that out yourself. But being in a community that's more contained, more support, more options right within the umbrella, instead of bopping from summit to summit, or practitioner to practitioner in terms of outwardly.
Yes.
With an umbrella support right now, I think is pretty important, especially a forum where you don't have to, well, I'm going to say worry about what you say, but you're not going to nix out. You're going to get the support, and there's going to probably be somebody in there talking about the same thing that you are at any level, and you can find your niche within that.
Well, it's safe. It's a safe place to be. It's uncensored. Means if you want to say something, you can say it. We have groups where, teachers, like one of our groups is with Karen Can. She's a medical doctor, right? She's one of the members of this. And, her biggest reason for coming into IAUSM was because she kept ending up in Facebook jail. Right? Because she's talking about COVID, and, she's sharing information about things. And so she ends up in jail all the time. She even ended up in Twitter jail. Right. So she started saying, you know what, that's it. I'm starting to bring my community into IAUSM because I can create my group there, and I don't have to worry about being, ending up in IAUSM jail. We don't actually have a thing like that. Right. So as long as you follow our core values in IAUSM, which is respecting each other, it's a big thing, right? Respect. Somebody doesn't post something, you don't bash them. That doesn't happen inside of IAUSM. We behave with integrity. Open-mindedness, knowing that everybody's in a different place in their journey, and we're there to support each other, whether you're a student supporting another student, or a teacher supporting a student, or faculty supporting faculty. No matter what it is, we're there to help each other. We're not there to go, and bash each other and write stupid comments, I'm sorry, on people's posts. So there's no judgment, there's open-mindedness, there's equality. And I can't even believe we have to say that word, but there it is. So equality and empowerment. Helping somebody through their wins. Like, yes, you did that. Absolutely. You're amazing. Right.
Yeah. And Dr. Karen is the one who introduced me to IAUSM. And a lot of people on nutritional energetics here, where this is one of the places that this is being streamed, know Dr. Karen. We do a lot of things together off and on and have for years. So yeah, a lot of people know her and know she's moving into.
She's super active in IAUSM, super active. She's in there every day. And you know, she's constantly posting stuff, and she's constantly in there, and she's all over it, right? So you know, she's one of our biggest, I would say, one of our biggest advocates. And it's also, even for teachers, it's like learning. We all love the idea of collaboration. But what does that really mean? Right. So we've had some teachers who have joined. I'll be honest. We've had some teachers that have been joining, and they drop their content and they think that they've collaborated. And that's not it. You know, that's great. You're a contributor. You've contributed some stuff. Thank you very much. So that's not it. Being a collaborator means you're posting, you're sharing, you have a group, right? You're part of this community. You're working it into your business, right? And you know, you're doing some events, you're doing some different things, right? So it's really about being a part of things in such a way that, I'm not saying you don't need to be on any other media platforms. That's silly. But what it means is it's a place where you're not alone here. Like, you know, a lot of times you can go put your course on Kajabi or Thinkific or wherever it is, those other wonderful platforms, but then you're by yourself to do everything else, right?
Look, I was just thinking, the picture I just put up, it's like going to town. You can go to IAUSM town and you can go in with different people, but you're still within that community. So, yeah.
And you can collaborate. Like, so let's say Kathy wanted to make a course with Karen, right? With Karen Can. They can make a course together, you know? So if they've got some topics that would complement each other, then the faculty can even actually make courses together, which is amazing. So I was surprised by a few things that faculty asked me when they started, like when we had an interview, and some of them said, Ayse, who owns my intellectual property? And I thought, what an odd question, but everybody was asking me that. And I said, well, you do, of course, it's your course, right? But I guess there's other places out there that that's not the case. And they also asked me questions like, you know, I told them about the commission structure. Well, of course, you know, for your deeper dive courses, for your more intense courses that students might sign up for, not all the free ones that everyone's putting in for the students, but for those deeper dive courses, when I told them the commission structure, they're like, well, who gets the bigger half? Again, I was less like, what? Right? You do. Like, that's yours. Of course, it's your course, right? So I just thought that those questions were odd, but I, you know, after doing some research, I was surprised at some of the things that people ask for. To me, that's not a collaboration.
Yeah. No. And everybody knows that, you know, your format's doing a lot of work to bring it there, and marketing and all sorts of that thing too. So, you know, that's, you know, energy exchange for sure.
Yes.
But yeah. I also have a picture. You also in IAUSM have a magazine.
So that's our Courtyard magazine. Yes. So that was the one on the sacral chakra. We've had one since then that's on integrity, which is amazing. So our teachers get to write into articles and blogs and recipes and quotes and stuff. And we've actually separated our course calendar out of here now, just because the magazine became like over 100 pages and it just keeps on growing. So now we have a course calendar, which is separate from the magazine. And so this is something that we'll be putting out quarterly. We were going to do it monthly, but there's so much content that we want to give people time to read it before we come out with the next magazine. So yeah, this was an amazing issue. And so the next one comes out in July. We had one that came out in March that was about integrity. And that's a beautiful issue as well. So we've got like this great magazine is another place where we showcase our faculty. And they put ads in here. You can put marketing in here with this. Like, this is really great. And it's part of your enrollment. With IAUSM, you actually get to put stuff in here without paying extra.
I mean, I was totally impressed. It's beautiful to look at. It's inviting to read. The articles are great, and not just saying that it really was. I've seen a lot of magazines online or whatever, and it's pretty impressive. So yeah, congrats on that too. Excellent job putting that together. Graphics is just amazing.
It was
and
beautiful. It
just
started off.
looking at it, I'm uplifting. I mean,
It started off as a course calendar. That's what we wanted. And then it turned into the courtyard, the IAUSM courtyard. And now we have a course calendar and the courtyard because it's just too much information in one place. So we're learning as we go. You know, I'm not going to say we're perfectly set up. I would say we're way, like, we're close there, but there's still things that are going to change. We'll be introducing new things every month, but the heart is there. The site is like completely like ready to go. We just, if anything, it's just we're going to be improving upon it as time goes on, just like every other site does, you know?
Right. Yeah. Did you have anything you wanted to share on screen, Ayse, or was that not really working?
Can I share a website or no?
Sure.
Okay, let's just see what I can do here. Oh, I got to get the site up first.
Yeah, and then I
can't see it, so I don't know if they can see it.
I don't see it. It said ready to share screen, but I don't see it. So
I don't know how to do it. It's there. I can see it, but I don't know how to get it on.
Yeah. Okay. Is it the IAUSM site?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can put the link to whatever you wanted to share up later on too.
Yeah, so yeah, I was trying to share the actual site so that I could sort of show them our beautiful the site we've been doing, but I can get it there, but I can't get it up there. So I don't
Okay, well, I'll put the link underneath, and I'll be sharing anyway. So yeah, anybody interested, and I asked a bunch of ways to chime in, either to become a student, become faculty, a couple of ways. There's you want to tell us about the book?
Yes. So we've got a new book that we're doing because I'm a big fan of collaboration. So this is, you don't have to be a part of IAUSM to be a part of the book. So the book is from bottom to top, and it's a collaborative book. Right now we have over 30 authors, and I'm like going for 100 because there I am again, go big or go home. So, we have these stories, these times in our lives when we feel like we hit our bottom. Those times in our lives where we felt raw, where we felt naked, where we didn't know what to do next. And, and then something happened that inspired us to start moving on a different journey, to start working towards our top. Mine, my chapter is called Love Equals Pain. And it actually took me to plan my suicide that saved my life.
Wow.
Right. So, it's a book. Like that story of itself is a book, but you get 2,500 words to tell your story. And the whole point of this is that during pandemic, or during the last 18 months, like I said, suicide rates have gone through the roof. I've had some interesting conversations. Yesterday, I spoke with a woman who both of her children, one of them did commit suicide. The other one almost did. This is like, what is happening, right? And there's a lot of this. So it's on the rise, and depression is on the rise. Fear is on the rise. And I know we're moving into a new way of being, but getting there has been very chaotic for people going through this transition. So the point of from bottom to top is about really being able to tell your story. Because if you think about your story, there was a time where you told it from the viewpoint of a victim. Of your story, and then you've moved into a place where you're telling your story from the viewpoint of the hero of your story, that everything that you went through actually enriched you and strengthened you. So we want people to share their stories, and all of the proceeds of this book are going to go to suicide intervention and prevention.
Right.
Which is amazing. So we're not only going to have an ebook, but we have like a hard copy book is going to be coming out, and my business partner in IAUSM does a lot of audio and video. So we decided that we would also contribute the audio portion of the book, to send that to the publisher to say, now we want an audiobook to go with it, so that every author can read their own story. Then you really get a feel for them, right? So every author can read their own story. And the publisher was so amazed at what we're doing that she gave us a ridiculous sign up fee for the different authors. Like, it's really low. Like, people are kind of surprised at what it is. And that's great. And a whole list of deliverables. So for your business, if you have a business, there's a lot of things that you can use for marketing afterwards. But for me, the deliverables are the bonus. That's the icing on the cake. The
Mm-hmm.
cake is really the intention and the mission of the book, so that
Mm-hmm.
when people are reading it, who are in that place where they're stuck in that place, they can see other options. They can get inspired to do something else. They can read their story or something that's close to their story and go, okay, I get this. And look what she did.
Mm-hmm.
I can, or he did. And now I can do that too. I'm going to try that. Right. So giving people some hope, some inspiration. And if we can save one life with this book, just one,
Yeah. Yeah.
to me, it's worth
Uh,
doing.
yep. I signed right up. I don't have a drastic story, but everybody has a story.
But for
And
everyone, it's
I
different.
thought mine was pretty cool. So it was like, yeah, stick to, follow your heart, and you never know.
And everyone's story is different.
Mm-hmm.
Someone could look at my story, which I think was like, someone could look at my story and go, you think that's bad? You have no idea what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
And then other people can look at my story and go, I don't even know how you made it through.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So for everyone, it's going to be different. It's a diagnosis. It's a breakup in your marriage. It's you lost your job. It's something happened to a child. Whatever it is, something's happened. You were in the military. Something happened that completely, that significant moment where it felt like it was do or die, where you
Mm-hmm.
got to that enough moment, like I've had enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do something here to
Mm-hmm.
change my life. And those are the stories that we really want to hear. Those are the stories that need to be told.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm glad you said 2,500, because I was thinking I had to have 5,000. I'm going, oh my god, I need more. So I'm almost done then.
There's been some collaborative books which are amazing that people said, I got one page.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
2,500 words is 5 pages in a book. It's almost 5 pages in a book.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a thick book. It's going to be a big book, right? But I see it also as one of those, like those tarot type of books where you can just open up the book one day
Yep.
and go, that's the chapter I'm reading today, right? I don't assume anyone's going to sit down and read 100 chapters,
right?
But they're going to read a chapter a day or a chapter every couple of days, and they're going to get information out of it that's going to help them.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. You open to where, because sometimes I take a book and I open it up and it's exactly where I need it. I'm like, oh, that's what I needed today. So that's really cool, because like you said,
I can put that link in the comments as well. So we'll put some links in the comments for you guys.
Yeah, sounds good. So, and Ayse, personally, you do, like you said, a visionary spiritual counselor. So explain.
Yeah, so I'm a spiritual life strategist. So in my practice, I help people with fibromyalgia.
Mm-hmm.
We're able to reduce it or eliminate it completely.
Mm-hmm.
I help people who are stuck, where they feel like they're stuck. Depression. Usually it's a lot more women than men. I will say, because it's sometimes when the kids are gone or there's been a divorce, all of a sudden a woman can feel like, I don't know my role anymore, because they've spent their lives being what everybody else wants them to be, and very little about understanding who they are and what their purpose is. So I help women a lot through that. Triggers. I help people, men with erectile dysfunction and different things like that. So it's really about what has you stuck, what's got you not moving forward. Let's get you unstuck. And I don't really do a lot of, it's not focused a lot on just talk therapy. I mean, that's part of it, but most of it, to really heal, you need to heal at every level. Because when something affects you, it affects you mentally, physically, spiritually, energetically, like it's hitting you on every level. So for you to just work on one thing, my viewpoint on that, my opinion on that, to work on one thing means that's just putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. But you really need to work on all the levels. And that's really the only way to completely be done. So I think of myself as this spiritual housekeeper, right? Energetic housekeeper. So we're in there, we're purging what you don't need. We're bringing back what you do need. We're changing some stuff around. We're creating some new roads in your map, in your mind. We're changing some neural pathways and things. So I'm a hypnotherapist and NLP practitioner, lots of different energy healings, have, PhD in philosophy. So I've got a lot of things, and I put everything together and have created my own protocol. So it's helped a lot of people. A lot of people, well, they've helped themselves, because to me, and says, Ayse, you've done so much for me. And my exact answer is, you did it for yourself. I just gave you the tools. You got to use them. I can give you a hammer, but if you never pick it up and drive a nail into the wall, it doesn't matter that you have the hammer, right? So you actually have to do the work. And that, you know, when people say you're a great healer, I say, no, you're the healer.
Right. And that's what I like about IAUSM, because other people, somebody might resonate with me, somebody might resonate with you, or your tools or my tools, and it's all good. But it's finding the right person to resonate with, the tools that you resonate with, and then you've got a pathway. And it might not be me, it might not be you, it might be somebody else.
Exactly.
But that's what's great, and there's enough of all of us to go around for everything.
There is, and it's just going to become more and more powerful as we move forward. So we're looking at a summer solstice launch. I'm just getting a final date from our tech people, because I've made a few changes again, and so I just get a new date. And providing everything is still on course, we are going to be launching in summer solstice. So I'm super excited, and but the site is up now. Like the price that you can get right now to become a member, that's going to be grandfathered like for forever. But once we launch, that'll be going up. So I'm super excited. So now is the time. Now is the time to come in as a faculty member. It's time to come in as a student. We've got a 15-day guarantee as a student. So what that is I've changed things up with the new site. So it's $11 a month. It's billed annually. This is the price right now until launch. And we have 15 days. And if you're not happy in 15 days, you get a full refund. Right? And so that's what it's all about. It's about coming in and trying it. It's about coming in and committing to yourself. And some people have asked me, why can't the students come in for free? I've been asked that a lot. And my complete answer is, nobody values free. Free means nothing to anybody. It's just one more thing to put on their free pile that they got. And they don't do anything. There's no commitment to themselves. And there is the law of economics here. It's a law. Just like there's a law of attraction, there's something called the law of economics. And that is, if there's no exchange, then it has no value. Right. So what you put into it is what you get out of it. Right. And, you know, we've offered a lot of free inside of IAUSM, but you need to come in to get that. Right. So it's there. And we have the appreciation program. So if you help us build the population, then you get 10% of everyone's enrollment that you help enroll. So you can make it back, right? You make it back. So we wanted to do something that was full circle, you know, and the appreciation program brings it full circle. So come in, just take a look at the site, look around, contact me. I'm always available for people. I'm not one of those people who are like the head of a company that you can't talk to. Right? That you can only talk to everybody that's like, you know, they're people below them. We deal like not in a leadership hierarchy, like from top to bottom. We work on a more heartship leadership. So that heartship means, I look at it more like the galaxy, like a universe. So there's like a core, and then the faculty, and then the students. And so we're just kind of circling around each other, you know, and that's really how I like to move forward with things. I don't like that whole hierarchy up down thing.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah. I think we've hit them all: the book, the website, your services. And then how does somebody get a hold of you in particular?
So if you come to the Chakra House of Healing,
and I'll post that up later too.
So the chakrahouseofhealing.com, that's my website. And you can book a free session with me. And then what happens during a free session is you and I have a little chit chat. And it's about, I want to know about you. I want you to know about me. And it's about really asking a lot of questions and understanding everything before you come into a program with me, because I want you to feel very educated in what you're doing. I love when people are educated in the choices that they're making.
Yeah, and it sounds like you work with some pretty tough situations. So that's amazing.
You know, I thought working with fibromyalgia, when I discovered that I can help people eliminate it and reduce it, like I've got many clients who now no longer have it. And I honestly thought I would have like this lineup for miles outside my door, right? And what I did find was a lot of people, it's unfortunate, but it's true. And it was sad for me to come to this realization is some people define themselves by their illness.
Right.
And they would much rather be telling people about how ill they are, which if you know the law of attraction, that's the exact wrong thing you want to be doing, rather than get it over with. So you can move on to a better part of your life, right? You can move on because you were not born to suffer like this, not, where you can't get out of bed and people can't touch you and you can't have sex with the people that you love because everything hurts, and you can't be the best mom or the best dad because you can't get out of bed, right?
Yeah.
So that's not a life, right? You can have a better life. And it's really about making a choice and at least getting educated about it and finding out what your options are.
Right.
And I think that especially people who have been suffered with fibro and trauma, because I deal with a lot of trauma, they're almost sometimes afraid to hope.
Yeah.
I'm usually people's last stop. They've been everywhere else first. They've tried all the other things first. And by the time they come to me, their hopes have been shattered so much that they're afraid to hope for one more thing. Right? I will tell you, hope one more time.
Yeah, hope one more time.
Hope one more time.
Yeah, that's a great phrase.
Yeah, just hope one more time.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. Yeah, and sometimes it's just hard to ask for help too. But
it's easy to come up with objections. It's easy to come up with objections about why you won't help yourself. And there's one thing that I always tell people: if you say that you can't, then you're right.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
If you say that you can't, then you're right. But my feeling of can't is if you say that you can't, then you must.
Yeah.
Right? If you say that you can't, then you must.
Yeah.
So you got to choose it. Say can't and be right, or say can't and must.
And must. Yeah. Great. And I'll put those links underneath too. Awesome. So, I think we've covered most of the bases. Is there anything else that we got?
No, I think that's it. Like, I'm a very, very, I love doing all this stuff. Like, I thrive on it. And, my friends go, Ayse, how do you work like 20 hours a day? And I'm like, because I love it. Like, it's not work. I love doing what I'm doing. Right. So.
Yep. And if any of you got this far, thank you so much for listening. I'll just say as well, I'm doing a retreat in June, so I'm really excited about that because it's my first own retreat, I suppose. I always host retreats, but don't have them. But yeah, we're going to have it here at the Lake Clear Lodge. I'm really excited. I did do an online component because of the travel situation right now, and I'd love to see everybody in. We're going to make you feel like you were there, give you things to do before you come. Include you in everything we do. And I'm saying even, go book a hotel room next to your house and take the time and be with us for the whole time.
Yeah.
Is what that's all about. And, if you can't, it's really about being in, but there's going to be more coming up. And more on IAUSM. I'm getting a slow start, but I'm getting going. And I'll be in there as well with my classes because people who know me so far and have been in mine, sometimes I do way too much and overwhelm people. So I'm trying to structure down and do what I do and kind of back down and connecting the dots in all my 9D connections. Another one done yesterday. And I'm like, yes, we got this. So I feel like you said, you do all you do and then you pull it together and have your own thing. And everybody takes a piece that they need. And hopefully everybody gets what they need and shares too. What it's all about. So yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
How can I find? Wow, I cannot find the website. So which website is she? Which website are you talking about, Judy?
About what?
She says she can't find the website. I'm just trying to figure out who Judy Hoffman is.
Oh, Judy. Yeah, I'll send it to you, Judy.
We're gonna put everything. We're gonna put all the links.
Yep.
In here.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I know I talk a lot. So much for having me here.
Yeah, well, we hopefully will see much more of each other and be working together. So I'm truly excited about that.
Awesome.
So, okay.
Thanks so much.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.